Happy Halloween. Groovy.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Evil Dead.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of AB in the Films. Guys, the moment is finally here. I've been talking about reviewing this trilogy for a while now. Here we go. The Evil Dead trilogy. And before you guys say anything, no, I'm not going to review the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show on Starz. I'm going to save that for another time. But I will let you know what I think of that show real quick. I think it's great. I think it's great. It's like watching Evil Dead 4, but we're not here to talk about the show. We're here to talk about the trilogy. Okay. Here's what I think of the Evil Dead trilogy of the movies real quick. I'll go over them and then we'll talk about them just like we always do. The first one, I love it. I really do love it. I love the special effects. I really like how scary it can be. It's not really a comedy, the first one. Not really. So yeah, the first one I really, really do like, and I do watch it every Halloween. I do, and the same can be said for the sequels. Evil Dead 2, or as I like to call the remake of Evil Dead, because because you never know if it's a sequel or a remake or what it is. I don't know, but Evil Dead 2, yeah, it has a lot of creepy moments in it, and it's a comedy. It's a comedy. It's very, very funny. And Army of Darkness, that's the best one. That's the best one. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people have different thoughts about these movies, but for me, Army of Darkness is the best one, guys, because that one is straight up comedy. That is not scary, guys. It's straight up comedy, and it's good. Okay, so that's what I think of the movie. So let's go over them now. The first Evil Dead. I've been a Sam Raimi fan for a long time, guys. I was introduced to Sam Raimi through the Spider-Man trilogy when that trilogy came out. And after that, I saw Drag Me to Hell, which see, here's the thing. I hadn't seen the Evil Dead trilogy when I saw Drag Me to Hell. Because Drag Me to Hell is exactly like Evil Dead, guys. It really is. At times, it really is. So I always heard about Evil Dead. I never saw it, never heard of it. I knew who Bruce Campbell was, to be honest with you. I knew who he was. Before Evil Dead ever came out. I knew he was in Evil Dead, but again, I never saw it. So I bought the first one at Target on DVD, and I watched it, and I was a little disappointed because I thought that movie was the one that had the scene where the Deadite says to him, "I'll swallow your soul, swallow this." You know, that scene, yeah. I thought that was from the first one, and no, it's actually in the second one, so I didn't know that. So I said, all right, now I gotta see the second one. But I'm going to talk about the first one here. Sam Raimi, no one knew who he was. No one knew who Bruce Campbell was. It's 1981, I think the first one came out. 81, 82, around that time. And so, what I love about this movie, in fact, these movies in general, they're so 80s, guys. They really are. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, I know Army of Darkness came out in the 90s, but the first two are pure 80s. You watch the stop motion, it's like watching Ray Harryhausen's work, and I know Harryhausen, I don't think Harryhausen did work on these movies, no, but the stop motion, claymation kind of thing when you see the Deadites, especially when you see the 5 kids being possessed by the Deadites, it's really, really effective, and it is scary, particularly the basement scene, you know, "We're gonna get you," you know, and I thought, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So, just saying that gives me chills, guys. So yeah, and also the scene with the roots in the trees, you know, taking the girl and, you know, doing all that disturbing torture stuff that I just can't even talk about, guys. That's how scary, that's how messed up it is. And Bruce Campbell, you know, he really... he's not as centered. See, I figured Ash would be more of a main character in the first one. He really isn't. He doesn't become the main character in the first one until at least, you know, almost everyone is possessed, and then it's only Ash left. You know, it's kind of like Alien. Like, you know how Ripley was not the main character until everybody started getting axed off. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. That's how it plays out. At least that's how I see it. So yeah, the first Evil Dead, I love the special effects in that movie. They look really dated now, but guys, it's still scary. It's still, oh my god, I just love that movie. I watch it every Halloween. Now let's get into the good stuff. Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn.
Not to say Evil Dead 1 is not bad. It's not. It's a great thrilling horror film that I love, and I definitely recommend it. As far as Evil Dead 2 goes, guys, Evil Dead 2 is the exact same thing, but this is why, because I always wondered, why do people call this a remake? You know, because it's technically the sequel. It's called, the movie's called Evil Dead 2 Death by Dawn, I think it's called. And so, I always wondered, why do people call it a remake? And then I sat down and watched it. Guys, it's the same thing as Evil Dead 1. And now, to those of you who haven't seen it, let me explain this to you. In the first Evil Dead, you have 5 college kids go into this cabin in the woods, a lot of shit goes down, and only Ash is left. And that's the end of the movie. Evil Dead 2, Ash and his girlfriend go back to this cabin for the first time. I think the first time. We completely forget the fact that all the stuff in Evil Dead 1 happened. And the two of them go to this cabin, and shit goes down. And it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. So you wonder, is this thing a remake, or is it a sequel, or what? I don't know. It's called Evil Dead 2. I don't know what this is supposed to be. But guys, it is laugh out loud, hilarious, and scary at the same time. It really is. But it's got great one-liners in this movie from the great Bruce Campbell. Oh, Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. Oh, God, is he so good in these. So, yeah, and of course, for me, the best scene in that whole movie.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Swallow this.
Swallow this. Yeah, that's the best. And also the scene when he lops off his hand. Okay, guys, there's a scene in the movie where his hand will get infested with the deadites from that has been released from the Necronomicon, and it gets involved in his hand, and he takes the chainsaw. This is the beginning of the chainsaw, by the way, and he starts lopping off his hand, and he's like, ha, like, I got you, ha, oh. Like, how can you not laugh at this shit? It's hysterical. So, yeah, like I said, it's horror, but it's comedy. Now let's get to the best one in the trilogy, Army of Darkness.
This is my boomstick!
Batu, Miranda.
When thou misspoke the words, the army of the dead awoke.
They live. They breathe. They suck. Army of Darkness.
Okay, the first time I saw Army of Darkness, I went over to a friend of mine. He had it on DVD. I hadn't seen it yet, and I really, really wanted to because I hadn't seen it at the time. We popped it in, we watched it. I was laughing my ass off to this from the first moment. And here's the thing, this is a sequel. It's not called Evil Dead 3. I always call it Evil Dead 3 Army of Darkness because it is the third Evil Dead movie. But it picks off right where Evil Dead 2 left off, because Evil Dead 2 leaves off on a cliffhanger. Like, Evil Dead 2 ends with Ash in the Middle Ages, stuck in the Middle Ages, and Army of Darkness is you know, the to-be-continued story. So, in the third one, Ash is stuck in the Middle Ages from the Necronomicon throwing him back in time, and now he's trying to get to his own time, and the only way to do that is he has the Necronomicon, which is the Book of the Dead, and he's got to bring it to these knights or something, and they can send him back, but he accidentally picks it up without saying the words right. Klaatu Barada Niktu, it's not hard. And he awakes the Army of Darkness, which, guys, if you've seen Jason and the Argonauts, yeah, it's like that. It's that stop motion look, you know? And it's great. It's it's Bruce Campbell with these knights in medieval times fighting an army of skeletons, and everything that's silly you can imagine happens. And guys, it's just it's supposed to be a comedy. You're not supposed to take this seriously. It's not a horror movie. It's not, but it's so good. I'm not saying Army of Darkness is a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just hysterical. Yeah, it's got a lot of great one-liners in it. For me, one of the best one-liners, a couple of good one-liners. Of course, with when the Deadite comes in and he's got the boomstick and he goes, "Yo, she bitch, let's go," and then he's just beating the shit out of this old hag, that's possessed. It's so funny. And of course, the other thing is when he's got the boomstick and he's showing all the peasants and he goes,
You can find this in the sporting goods department. That's right. Shop smart. Shop S-Mart. You got that?
oh god, I can go on and on forever about that movie, Army of Darkness, but oh my god, is it so good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Evil Dead trilogy. If you guys haven't seen this trilogy, I definitely recommend you watch it this Halloween. It's Halloween right now, it's October, watch it, it's so freaking good. I love all three of those movies, guys, and I recommend you check them out. So, those are my thoughts on the Evil Dead trilogy. I finally got the word out. And guys, I have just completed 99 episodes. See you in the 100th. Later.
Hail to the king, baby.